Daylight isn't the only thing you can save this week, with another amazing selection of Xbox deals kicking off today, starting with some of our favourite point-and-click titles. This video is brought to you by Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
First of all, Bex, when I say Pirate King, who do you think of straight away?
The guy from One Piece?
No.
What about, Captain Blackbeard?
Awful. No. All wrong, sadly. It's Guybrush Threepwood, obviously, who you can encounter for one final time on his return to Monkey Island. This is a real best of both worlds situation too, because you'll find all the whimsical humour and ridiculous puzzles that made the point-and-click series so popular in the first place, but with a lush new hand-painted art style that looks especially gorgeous in 60 FPS on the Xbox Series X and S. Return to Monkey Island is 25% off, and you'll also find it on both Xbox and PC Game Pass.
Another game that's also on Game Pass, but at a whole different speed to Guybrush & Co. is Fuga, Melodies of Steel. This is a tactical RPG where you control a group of kids living inside a magic tank, trying to keep the peace inside it while fending off threats from outside at the same time. Get your tank driving skills in order now, and you'll be firing on all cylinders when the second game arrives on May 11th. In the meantime, Fuga Melodies of Steel is 40% off and available on Xbox and PC Game Pass.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit too stressful for me, to be honest. I prefer something a lot more chilled out, like moving house. And here's something that can scratch that itch: unpacking. In this laid-back puzzle game, you'll be unpacking possessions from a series of boxes and figuring out where in the room they belong. You know that simple, satisfied feeling you get when your clothes are folded just so, or a shelf's just tidied up just right, Bex?
Oh, nothing like it.
Well, this game is made for that feeling. And along the way, you'll also learn a little something about the characters whose homes you are unpacking. At 30% off, moving house has never been cheaper or more relaxing.
Alright, enough with the boxes. How about murder? Over and over and over again.
God.
Well, Henry, 12 minutes might just be the game for you. It'll take all your detective skills to solve the mystery at the heart of this time loop. Who is the sinister Willem Dafoe sounding stranger that's come barging in? And why does he keep accusing your wife of murder? You'll likely make a lot of wrong moves along the way, often with some pretty nasty consequences. But that just means you'll know what not to do next time. Start your first loop now by picking up 12 minutes for 40% off this week.
Right, well, that's enough pointing and clicking covered. It's time for some blasting and bashing. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga lets you shoot and slice your way through all 9 of the movies with a deft new combat system that makes busting up droids more fun than ever before.
Poor droids.
With the deluxe edition, you're not just getting the hundreds of playable characters that were already in the game, but also adding folks from The Mandalorian, The Bad Batch, and more. And with the game running at 60 FPS on Xbox Series X and S, they all look absolutely incredible. You can grab the deluxe edition for 60% off this week, while the base game is available on Xbox and PC Game Pass.
Look, we all love it when Borderlands lets Tiny Tina take over, or when it serves up some more story-driven tales, but there's no substitute for the all-looting, all-shooting action of the main games. And Borderlands 3 is the shootingest, lootingest of them all. There are more guns than ever before, a group of new vault hunters to play as, some seriously nasty baddies to take down, and the option to do so in local or online co-op if you're feeling friendly.
Count me in.
Plus, with the Ultimate Edition, you can get a whole mess of extra firepower, so grab it now for 70% off.
Everybody loves a comeback, and Crash Bandicoot really left our heads spinning with his long-awaited 4th adventure, a feeling I guess he'd be able to relate to as well. As well as benefiting from some delicious new next-gen visuals, Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time delivers an array of hazardous new levels for him and Coco to hop through, as well as some neat new abilities to help them on their way. There's more on the horizon for Crash, with Team Rumble on its way later in the year, while the 4th game is now 67% off in this week's sale. We've all heard the spooky stories about things that came back wrong, but sometimes they come back right, and that's definitely the case with Diablo 2 Resurrected. This iconic hack and slasher looks more diabolical on Xbox Series X and S, where HDR10 helps to really brighten up those dingy dungeons. You've even got smart delivery there to make sure your heroes are always looking their finest if you make the jump to next gen later on. Arriving on June 6th, Diablo 4 is one of 2023's most anticipated games, so this 67% discount on Diablo 2 Resurrected could not have come at a better time.
If Dying Light 2 Stay Human hasn't quite quenched your appetite for acrobatic skull busting, you should definitely revisit the original game. And you should definitely make it the definitive edition.
Why?
Because, Henry, while Dying Light was already bursting with possibilities in terms of all the different weapons you could cobble together and the high-flying ways you could use them, the Definitive Edition packs in 7 years worth of additional content, so that the city of Haran really is your oyster. A terrifying zombie-filled oyster, but still.
Oh, I do love oysters.
And the best part, the supersized edition had its price shrunk down by 80%.
Fancy a trip to a tropical paradise but can't quite afford the plane ticket? Well then, let Far Cry 6 whisk you away to the vibrant island of Yara. I should warn you though, while its sun-soaked streets are an absolute treat for the eyes, especially in 4K Ultra HD on Xbox Series X, this place does have its share of problems. Like the exceptionally charismatic but utterly sadistic dictator who runs the place. Fortunately, you're going to have all kinds of fun toppling him, enlisting everything from salsa CDs to suavely dressed crocodiles to age your cause. It's deeply silly, incredibly exciting, and now 70% off.
If you ain't afraid of no ghosts, then you'll have no trouble with this beautifully remastered version of the 2009 gem Ghostbusters the video game. And even if you are afraid of some ghosts, you'll probably be fine with these goofy ghouls. Set 2 years after the events of the second movie, this third-person shooter lets you live out the childhood dream of an entire generation and become an honest-to-goodness Ghostbuster. Strap on your proton pack, duke it out with all kinds of apparitions, and trade quips with Bill Murray. It really is the full Ghostbusting experience. And now it's 75% off too.
As anyone who has seen Happy Gilmore will know, the golf course can be a great place to work off some anger, but it can also be kind of infuriating. Thankfully, PGA Tour 2K23 has some smart new additions to help you keep it on the green. You can use either a traditional analog swing stick or try the new 3-click system to work on getting your swing just right. And then there are also a bunch of optional assists like shot suggestions and real-time tutorials to make sure you're always improving. God, I wish the real thing had that. And at 60% off, PGA Tour 2K23 is probably the cheapest golf club membership you'll ever find.
Right, Henry and I reckon these should help you fill up those extra daylight hours quite nicely, but be sure to hit the comments to tell us which titles you'll be picking up first. This video was brought to you by DC's latest electrifying movie, where one word can change everything. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. In this epic film, Shazam and his souped-up family are in for the fight of their lives, to save their superpowers, their lives, and the fate of everybody on the planet. No pressure then. Don't miss Shazam! Fury of the Gods once it hits cinemas on March 17th.
How well do you remember your childhood?
Like it was today. The wizard gave me superpowers.
Shazam! Did I just save you while you were listening to this song?
Let's get down to business.
We are at war.
Can I get a witness? I just threw a truck at a dragon. Introducing the star of our show. His name is Shazam!
Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
Let us know what you end up going for down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!
See ya!